In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the concept of snippets, why it's important, and I'll also cover how to create one so that you could use it in your emails and also if you're sending out SMS or text within GoHighLevel. Now, first and foremost, this is a capability to help you with a lot of the one-on-one engagement. If you're going to be sending out emails to a lot of people, like 500 people, 200 people, 100 people all at the same time, I would recommend to use templates more so than snippets. Okay, snippets is when you have something that you specifically want to send a contact, and you might be in a specific phase of your engagement with them. You want to send them a snippet. That's what snippets are. All right, they're templates, but for sort of one-off use cases here. Now, before I jump into the concept of snippets, I'm going to jump into where you would be using them, right? So within the CRM side of GoHighLevel, if you were to jump into any of these contacts, you'll notice that towards the center or even on the right side, oftentimes you'll see that whole start new conversation or continue a conversation with this contact. If I were to go to type a new message, notice it starts blank, right? A snippet essentially will populate this with content so that you could either modify it or you could just send it off, right? So this little button here, this little like a notepad, that's your snippets button. As you can see, I have no email snippets available at the moment, but we're going to change that here. Now I'm going to come over to marketing, and under marketing at the top, I'm going to go to snippets. So here, this is where you can create a number of folders. You can create, again, text snippets, and you can create email snippets. So for this simple tutorial, I'm going to go to new snippet. We're going to add a new email snippet. And there's only a couple steps here. I want to identify the snippet so I know sort of where to use it and what I'll be using it for. So you're identifying it. We're going to create a subject line. So this is what it's going to essentially put into the email. And then we're going to create the body of the snippet. This is what the email is essentially going to say. You can optionally add an attachment as well. So one reason to add an attachment could be like you have a PDF, like a schedule or like a brochure or an outline or a checklist that you want to attach to that email. So when you're sending out these messages to folks, instead of you going in and manually doing this every time, you could attach it once so that you could just load the snippet. All right. So for this demo, I'm going to call this snippet testing one, all right, just for our demonstration purposes. And let's just say that there's a case where I want to follow up with someone, but I want to essentially have them schedule a meeting with me. So instead of me going in and typing this message over and over again, I just want to load a snippet and maybe add a sentence or two and then just fire this off for all of the contacts in a segment of my contact list. So I'm going to say, hey, just dropping in or just exploring some time on your calendar. Actually, I'm going to take out the word just. Exploring some time on your calendar. Now, again, this is going to be the subject line of the email. All right, so now we're going to type in the body, right? So let's just say, hey, I do want to personalize this message, right? So I want to add in their first name. Let me click on this little tag, and I'm just going to search for the first name field here. So let's go first name, contact first name. Excited to reconnect with you. Please let me know if any of these times work for you. Now, you could use the internal scheduler or you could use something else. I use Calendly, so I'll just drop in my link here, right? Right now, this is just a snippet. Oh, sorry. This is just a snippet. So this is something that I want to send out to folks. Because this is like you sending one-offs, you don't always have to add a footer. So again, this just depends on how many people you're sending this to. You're not sending this en masse, all right? This is sort of like a one-off email. So again, if you wanted to add an attachment, you could. Let's go to I'm just gonna save this just for, again, this demonstration purposes here. Now I'm gonna come back to the contacts, and I don't know if you recall, but when I went to the actual email, that little, this little button is grayed out. I'm gonna refresh here because sometimes when you're creating certain assets, sometimes you just have to refresh because the browser is caching some of this stuff. So I'm going to come back to type a message. And as you can see, this is now, it's now filled in or clickable. Now I'm going to click it, and the moment I click on this, which you'll notice again, it's going to pre-fill everything, the subject line, and it's also going to pre-fill the body. If there was an attachment, it would have attached it to the email. I now can, if I wanted to, come in here, I could add a sentence or two, and then I could just fire this off, or I could even schedule it. Again, the aim for this is to save you time when populating emails and getting it out to folks. Imagine you have a database of, I don't know, 300, 400, 5,000 people, and you want to engage with a portion of them, but you don't want to go in and manually type messages to each one of them. You might want to at least have something to start with so that you could customize it to who they are, maybe some fields that may be populated on the contact record. You want to send them a message, and then boom, like they got an email. So the snippets helps you out a lot. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe. In the description, if you do want to get a free trial of GoHighLevel, you can click on the link and get a free trial. If you would like access to just a single account for less than what GoHighLevel is charging, there's another link here. If you want to get access to an amplified OS instance, you'll also have an invitation to my amplified OS community for growth systems, and you'll also get some other guides to support you in making the most out of this account or this software. All right. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to hit me up, and I'll see you on the inside. Peace.